Shout out Sniper T on the beat.
Tamara to the break of dawn is on the rise, with life on the forefront of the mind. So line for line, you can ride this brain train and you can change your station without even touching the dial. So relax, stay a little bit, but listen for a while. And whether you're bumping this in the whip or in a business fit, it's a meeting you won't want to miss. A meeting for a meal to feed the soul with words for the mind. So sit back, enjoy the ride. Time to take off, it's time to fly. Cause Tamara till the break of dawn is on the rise.
Guess who's back? Back again. Yes, hey, y'all, it's me, Tamara. Man, it's so funny, but let me start off like this. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome to the show. Man, it's wild because I have been doing this show for almost 5 years. It'll be 5 years in November, and I have always prided myself on going week after week after week after week and never taking a break no matter what was going on in life, which for all of my regular listeners, you know that I have taken basically, like, if we be real, almost a month break, actually about a month break, because the episode that I dropped the 14th was actually almost a week late. And it's interesting because I had actually recorded a different episode that was supposed to release the next day because I was trying to get back on track, and then I just never uploaded it. And then, excuse me, got in the process of trying to move and all of that. And I just was like, you know what? Let me not even take credit for it. I actually had a conversation with my boss where basically, long story short, he was like, you have to stop trying to power through everything. He was not obviously talking about this show, but that's how I've always navigated every trial I've ever had. I would just power through and whatever. And there's just so much that grieving has exposed within me. And one of the things it has exposed is that I do not need to power through. And so that powering through is really what would allow me to go week after week after week, no matter what was going on, excuse me, and record an episode. And then once I realized I just really did not need to, that's not who I need to be in this season or if ever again, I just decided it would be a lot less stressful and a lot easier to navigate when I'm in my own space recording, because it just became challenging. And also I was like really struggling for a while there too, but normally I would talk to y'all about that, but it's just that coupled with needing to move and all that. It's just like, bruh. And so obviously the studio audience is back for those of y'all who have been around for a while.
Absolutely. Okay.
You feel me? But the thing about it is, I'm not sure if I'm gonna bring visuals back. I may just start recording more videos that are not necessarily podcast videos, but I don't know. Two things. One, yes, I moved, excuse me, but I didn't move into my own place. One of the things I realized is that I do not want to live alone. I have never lived alone, and I do not think that now is the time to start. So a friend of mine / coworker owns a house, and she'll rent out rooms. She has like a 4-bedroom house. It's big, spacious. There are currently 4 of us that are living here, including her. And even when we're all home, it does not feel like I feel like sometimes I'm home alone, even when there's somebody in the room that's right next to me. And so I just decided that it'd be better for me to kind of be in some sort of forced community, because I just really found myself wanting to isolate, and I still battle that, and I still struggle with that a lot with the grieving. It's just been so wild, but I just know that I don't need to be in a position where it's easy to isolate. And then it's like, it's cheaper, you know what I mean? Like, and it's actually really cool because I never got to experience the whole, like, be an adult, live on your own, I don't want to say by yourself, because I'm not by myself, but like, and not have to like worry about kids or really be responsible for anybody else but yourself. I never got that because I became a mom at 19. And so with that, I also never did the whole roommate thing. So it's been about a week that I've been in this house, and it's been pretty cool. Like, I have my own space. I have my excuse me, I am struggling today. I have my desk set up in my room. That was like kind of one of the non-negotiables of anywhere I go. If I was gonna like rent a room and do the whole roommate thing, would be I have to be able to have space to work in my room, because it's like you can't really like set up out where everybody else will be. And this way I can be in my room, close my door, zone out, and also not have my stuff like in the way, and not have to do the whole like set things up, move it around, whatever. And so with that, my room, my bed fits in here. I have a king size bed. My desk fits in here. However, the way that the closet, and just for the space to be the best, because this really technically isn't a king size bedroom. Like, my bed fits in here. I can get around and stuff, don't get me wrong. But because of the way the closet is and the door, there just isn't, and also the size of my desk, there isn't room to really like have the room set up any other way. And so then the way that it's set up is where you can either, I have to have the camera blurred out, which I don't like that. Or, I mean, I do have a green screen, so I guess I could do a virtual background, but I really don't like that either, because I tried that in the beginning of doing visuals. And so it's either have everyone see my bed, which, I mean, my bed is always made. And it's funny, I've had my office set up in my room once before. And I remember talking about this, how I don't want everyone to just see my bed. It just feels like that's way too intimate for the internet to see, let alone even on work Zooms. And these are people that are basically like family. I still have my background blurred out because it's just like, I don't know, just this level of privacy that I feel like is invaded. You know what I mean? And so with that, I don't know that I'll do visuals, but what I love is right now, I mean, I'm going to head to the gym after this, but all I had to do was turn on my Rodecaster and that's it. I didn't have to turn on my computer or any of that stuff. So this is actually really low pressure. Another change is that I'm pretty sure I am going to switch my release date to Fridays, which I've kind of mentioned this before, because Friday is my day off and I really kind of want to get into like whatever, I don't know, kind of like I'm doing now. I'm going to record, I'm going to go to the gym, then I'm going to come back, edit it, upload it. So it's not going to be this Friday 4 a.m. because I've already recorded in advance type thing. I really probably want to get more into just, hey, this is where I'm at today, and release it sometime on Friday. And so that's kind of the shift there. With work, I mean, everything is pretty much the same as it was the last time. We got like August was such a busy month, and we had one of the biggest shoots of the year in August, like that was during the break. And because once a year we do, well, not once a year, but Labor Day weekend, we do what we call Sabbath Sunday. So we'll record the church, like the teaching, the worship, and all that in advance, and then broadcast it online on Sunday. And we will be engaged in the YouTube comments. So like we all watch it together and stuff like that, and then engage with whoever, that is in the comments, or engage with each other, or depending on what the, teaching is, whatever. There are like moderators that'll ask questions and stuff like that. So we do that on Labor Day. And so in order to make that happen, it has to be recorded in advance. And so all of that happened. Also, we just launched the second campus in August. We had the back to school block party in August. So August was such a busy month. And then it's like towards the end of, excuse me, getting ready to move. It's like, I'm very much the type of person that when it's the end and when it's time to transition, I know, one, because I knew, because like the family that I was living with, they moved as well. So, and I think I mentioned that, like, I would have had to move regardless, even if I didn't want to. Excuse me. But I'm very much the type of person that when it's towards the end of transition, it's like I am ready to whatever it is. Like I remember when it was the end of me not having my own vehicle, like I become restless and just like whatever. And so I was very much there. So yeah, I'm so glad to be like in my own space, have my bed back, y'all. I was sleeping in a twin size bed for 11 months. That's how long I stayed with there. And it was very much where I needed to be. Like, yeah, it was such a good and healthy season for me for healing. That's definitely where I needed to live to be able to transition from subcontracting to my current job, to be able to like the beginning stages of when I lost my dad. Like that's definitely where I needed to be. However, I am so grateful to have my bed back. It's not even just because it's a king size bed, although there's that, but it's just my mattress is so comfortable. So I am sleeping like so good since being here. And yeah, there's just so many cool things in this house that are just things that I like. Like one, there's an enclosed porch on the back, so it's cool. And she has like couches and a TV set up in there. Now I haven't watched TV, but I have just sat out there. That's really cool. There's a deck too, which I like, but excuse me, I haven't like gone into the backyard and done all that yet. And then also it's kind of like there are so many unique characteristics in the house. It's not like it has a fireplace. That's another thing that I like, stuff like that. There's an island in the kitchen, just like so random. Little things that I like. But then also it's like not a cookie cutter type house. So there's like unique characteristics. I like dark wood in houses and stuff like that. So it's just really cool, and it's just spacious, which I like as well, because I just don't like feeling crowded. I like the fact that all of my clothes are in the closet, right? Like because we had the long weekend, because I moved the Friday before Labor Day. And so because I had the long weekend to unpack and get settled in, like that's literally all that I did last weekend. And one of the things I appreciate the most is my clothes are all hung up in the closet or on the shelf in the closet. Like, I was living out of boxes for the last 11 months because I knew that I wasn't going to be there long. Like, when I went there, I would have never envisioned that I was going to be there as long as I was there. You know what I mean? And so because of that, and because there was always in my mind, I'm not going to be here permanently. I don't know when I'm going to leave. So like, stay ready so you don't got to get ready type stuff. I just kept my stuff in boxes. And like, towards the end of that, it was literally starting to drive me crazy. And I was just starting to feel like the walls were closing in on me, because I'm just a person who, like, I am clean and my room needs to be, or just my house in general, any house we've had. My kids would joke and say, our house is always company ready, even though we don't even have people over like that. And it's not because I'm worried about company. It's because I just do better in not chaotic environments. Or I guess environments that are not chaotic would be the better way to say that. But nevertheless, I don't do well in like cluttered environments. Clutter feels like chaos to me. And so that's how my room was, you know, especially towards the end. And it really was that way the whole time, but it's just the grace that I had to navigate it was like, okay, we're coming to the end of this season, kind of like I was saying earlier. So like, it just, yeah. So, and then even like, there's this painting that I have that is my favorite painting because I know the artist who painted it. It's a big canvas. I got to see the creative process and see her paint it. And it's abstract art, it's textured art. And those are kind of like some, I don't want to say my favorite art styles, because I just enjoy art in general, especially the creative process though. But yeah, it was in storage this whole time. So really, really cool to have that and have it on my wall. And there's a few other paintings and stuff that I need to put up that I haven't done that yet, because I really just, more so focused on getting my room to a place of, okay, I'm unpacked as much as I can, because I need to get a dresser. But yeah, that has been, you know, kind of what's been going on. And it's really interesting because I have good days and then I still have bad days, or sometimes I have good moments and then bad moments. So grief is such an interesting thing that I'm just like, I'll be okay. And then all of a sudden it's like, I need to go take a cry break. And I'm just like, okay, I guess this is what we're doing right now. And that is kind of frustrating to me at times. It's like, I don't know this version of me. I don't even know this version of me that can't power through. And I really struggled with that for a while, but I think I don't have to try to be strong. And it's not even that I was necessarily strong. I don't know. But it's just, I don't have to power through. Like yesterday, I took a nap in the middle of the day because I just felt like really, really tired out of nowhere. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to take a nap. And then what I love about my workflow is, other than the days when I have meetings or if I'm required to be in the office for whatever reason, it could be a shoot, it could be just in office work day, then obviously Sundays we're at church. But outside of that, my work schedule is very autonomous. So I work when I I work when I work. And So I may have late nights sometimes if I, like yesterday, choose to take a nap, and that's okay because I just felt like really, really tired. And I'm proud of myself that I took a nap, because before I would have tried to power through. But one of the things that he said when he was giving me the kind of like analogy of what I was doing is, it's like when I'm trying to power through, when I need to actually recharge, it will take me longer to do something because I'm not doing what I need to do, which is actually recharge. Now, the illustration he gave is he and his wife have an electric lawnmower and like something with the battery and whatever. But the whole point is sometimes he'll not let it charge all the way and then mow a little and then have to stop to charge it again. Not let it charge all the way and then mow a little. Whereas the times that he just lets the battery fully recharge, then he's able to just do the lawn in like 45 minutes versus when he's not recharging and doing what needs to be done and trying to do a little, then have to recharge or whatever, it's taking longer. And so that has really stuck with me, because that is kind of how I functioned. And I was very much able to function that way before, and it was fine. But new seasons require new things, and sometimes even like new versions of you. And so that's really like where I'm at now. And so then that's what I love about, I was actually supposed to go on a trip with my mom over Labor Day weekend, but then when I found out we had to move before Labor Day, I decided to not go on the trip. And it was disappointing to her. It's not like she would have been alone though, because we were going to meet with family. But yeah, it was disappointing to her. But like I told her, trying to think about moving before we go out of town is too overwhelming, and I can't do that to myself. And I'm like, this is just what's best for me, right? And I'm so glad I made that decision, because I was able to there were things that I did, like moved all day Friday, then went to a diaper keg baby shower, grocery shopped, and kind of spent all day Saturday just focusing on like buying the things I needed to get my space in place, and then unpacking. And then Saturday or Sunday went to a friend of mine's house for breakfast while we watched the online broadcast, did some unpacking, and some shopping, because it's all about getting the things that you need. And then helped somebody move, and then came home and did some more unpacking, and then basically spent all day Monday just in the house unpacking and doing laundry. And I'm glad I made that decision. I did very minimal work because we were off, but also like I knew that in order for me to be my best self when we had to go back to work, my space had to be in a good place to where I can't do anything else right now. The one thing that I can do that I'm probably going to do today, probably today, is I have this desk that I need to put together. I have like a makeshift situation right now, but this desk will actually be better for this space and better for just kind of like my needs or whatever. So that's the last thing that I need to do before I buy a dresser. But I'm fine in the meanwhile. I didn't have a dresser at the last house because, as most of you know, we had lost everything in a storage unit that we had. So I was like starting all over. In hindsight, it's kind of good that we downsized so much, because even now I'm downsizing again. Like, I didn't bring any furniture with me other than my bed. And so like my washer and dryer I'm giving away, and then my like living room furniture and dining room table and all that, I'm giving to my daughter, you know what I mean? And so it's good that I didn't have too much more than that. Like, I have dishes and stuff, and I actually may give that to her as well, now that I think about it, just because I don't need any of that. And I mean, I don't plan on leaving anytime soon, so I actually think I will do that as well. So yeah, that is kind of what's up with me. And like I said, switching to Fridays, which I had talked about that before, but I just don't want this to feel like, with how busy my work schedule is, I don't want to feel, I just want everything to flow in a way that is just like, I like this. I like the fact that I got up this morning, ate breakfast, like got ready so that when I'm done with this, like I said, I'll go to the gym and then I'll edit it. And you know, me with editing is pretty minimal, but I'll edit it and upload it. And yeah, I like this rhythm. So that's all I have for y'all this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. As I always say, make sure you are taking care of yourself mentally. Make sure you are taking care of yourself emotionally, spiritually. We all have spirits and it needs to be healthy. And I've said time and time again, the way I struggle in my trials, even having the Lord, I do not know how people navigate anything like without. And I know some of the vices that people use and that I used to use, you know what I mean? But man, yeah, take care of yourself spiritually. Like, our spirits have to be healthy. Take care of yourself physically. That is such a priority for me. And I'm so grateful for my little CrossFit girlies group chat for accountability, because we try to go to the gym together, or even if we can't go together because work schedules, then at least I've told somebody like, hey, this is when I'm going. But when I've committed to going with someone and then I don't feel like it and they're like, no, you should come, that is what made me actually go on Labor Day when I didn't feel like it. So yeah, and you know, be healthy in your relationships. Like, we're all going through stuff. Like, we all are. I could say that confidently because there's always something that someone's going through. But don't take that out on the people around you. You know what I mean? Like, make sure you are healthy in those other ways so that you can give your best self to your relationship. So thank y'all so much for tuning in. I love you so much, and I will talk to y'all soon. Bye.
Ladies and gents, this concludes transmission. Tune in next time for a whole new edition. Another adventure and mission to share, be heard, and clarify the vision of this whole new world for